The Trojans finish up their so-called preseason schedule by stomping the Cougars 50-16. USC is 4-0 as they get set to host their best opponent yet, allegedly. Welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm Jonathan Khamis, being joined as always by USC beat writer Michael Lev. And the Trojans are coming off their most dominating performance, as I mentioned, a season-high 280 rushing yards. But even you said that you could have gained 80 on Washington State.
Yeah, maybe I was exaggerating a little bit, but did you see that Cougars defense?
It was
not very
bad.
good. Wouldn't surprise me at all if UCLA went over the 300-yard mark this week against them. They were not good against the run at all. Sort of felt like USC was passing almost to just amuse itself in that game.
Yeah, they were pretty bad, and another couple things we have to talk about with the Trojans. Matt Barkley did not look as effective as he has been. He threw another 2 picks. Is he forcing the issue?
I think a little bit, yeah. He's still in that process of learning how to dump the ball off, to take a sack, to throw the ball away. He was better in spring practice. He was better in training camp doing that, but it's still different in a game situation. But the question is, can he afford to do that against tougher opponents, or will that end up costing the Trojans?
Yeah, we will see, but the Trojans did a number of good things. He also threw a couple touchdowns, so we do want to mention that to Mr. Barkley, but their freshman came up big. Nickel Roby had 2 interceptions, and Dylan Baxter led the team with carries and had 75 yards. Yeah,
it was Dylan Baxter's best game for sure, and we kind of thought that would happen. We thought there'd be some garbage time opportunities for him to really go in, get a lot of carries in a row, get a rhythm. And Nickel Roby is a great redemption story. You know, he gave up a touchdown in the first drive of the game, came back with a pick 6, and then another interception where he really showed his ball skills on a deep ball, catching it over his shoulder. He's going to be a good one. He might have some growing pains this year because he is a true freshman. He's only 5'8". He's going to get picked on. But I think in the long run, it's going to be better for him, and it's going to be better for the team.
All right, enough of the Cougars. Let's go to the Huskies. They're facing Steve Sarkisian, an old friend, and the Trojans are looking for revenge after what happened last year.
Yeah, last year was 16-13 loss up at Husky Stadium. It was kind of the signature victory for Steve Sarkisian's program, which is just kind of getting started over there. I know that last year's game is fresh on the players' minds. They're really looking for payback this week. Yeah,
they're going to use that as motivation. And my prediction for this game, USC comes up with a victory. It's going to be close, though. 28-21. USC goes to 5-0. What about you, Michael?
I'm going to go even closer than that. I'm going to say 27-24.
All right.
With Joe Houston, who is only 1 for 4 on field goals this year, kicking the game winner. That hasn't happened in a while.
Really going out there,
man. It is, but I feel like Washington is the more desperate team. You know, they don't want to fall to 1-3. Even though there is that payback incentive out there, I think that the Huskies are going to be just as jacked up. They have the coaching staff that's familiar with USC's schemes and players, and they have a bye week. So I think they're going to be ready to play this game. I think it's going to be a war, and I think USC is just going to squeak it out.
Yeah, let's not forget Washington was picked to be maybe on top of that Pac-10 top 5 teams. But this is an interactive show, so let's go to one of our readers' questions, and this is from Usk. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Usk.
There we go. Any chance that Dylan Baxter would be a better player to run the 2-point conversion play?
Well, yes, he would, undoubtedly. He has experience with those types of plays, playing in the Wildcat in high school, that sort of thing. But I don't think the coaching staff wants to overburden him. He's still just a freshman. He's still learning. They don't want to have him do too many things. So it's going to be Mitch Mustain this year. Once spring practice comes around, they have time to experiment a little bit. Maybe they'll throw Dylan Baxter into that role.
Now, you said the W word, and that's going to lead us into our next question from Mace. Do you believe we will see the Wildcat this season?
I think it's possible. USC practiced it a little bit in spring last year, kind of experimenting with it. But they haven't really been doing that lately at all. And so it's kind of a mystery. It hasn't been part of their game plan, obviously hasn't been used in any of the games.
Well, they have the talent to do it.
They do have the talent to do it. It seems like everyone's doing it these days. USC hasn't. Will they? I'm not sure.
Thanks again to Michael Lev. That's going to conclude this edition of Trojan Talk. But for all your latest USC information, be sure to check out usc.ocregister.com. Thanks for watching.